Hi, I'm Alretha Thomas, the author of For Ladies Only. I want to first thank all of you who have bought a copy of the book, and thank you for your reviews. I mean, it's so exciting to have a book that people are embracing. I'm getting things like loved it, very good read, tearjerker, emotional, entertaining, and so fun to read, wonderful read, 100-star book, outstanding. You know, it just really feels good because I put my heart and soul into For Ladies Only, and I just want everyone to love it. And thank you for your comments. If you're not familiar with the book, you should go out and get a copy right now, actually, because it's on sale for 99 cents this Memorial Holiday weekend. So go on Amazon right now. Stop watching this and go and buy your copy right now. But it's a very special book because it deals with friendships between women. It's about 5 women that met in middle school and continued their friendship into high school. There's Sabrina. She was the smart one in the group. She was they called her Brainiac Brown, but she ended up becoming a doctor. And there is Sheridan. She was a Caucasian girl in school, one of the very few at Bradshaw High. And she fell in love with the captain of the football team, Gary. He's a black guy. And then there is Faye. She was a church girl. Her father was a preacher, and she stayed in church all the time. They called her church girl. And there's Victoria. She had a brother, 2 brothers, and she was an only girl. And she ended up becoming a teacher. And there is Danielle. She's also smart, the daughter of a judge, so she lives pretty well off coming up. But these girls were just so close. They ate together, dressed alike, talked alike, went to the restroom together, did everything together. They went on to high school and continued their relationship. But in their senior year of high school, something very, very devastating, something so horrific happened that it tore them apart. And you know, tragedy will either bring you together or tear you apart. And unfortunately, in this case, it tore them apart. The night that it all happened, Sabrina was the only one that wasn't there. So she wasn't involved in the melee. And the other 4 women, it was so hard for them to deal with that they just ostracized one another. They would not talk to one another. They would not befriend one another. For 20 years now, they've never seen one another. Now, Sabrina ends up getting cancer, ovarian cancer, which is terminal. And she decides to use her penny death and her illness and penny death as a way to get the other 4 women to come back together. So she does not tell them that she's sick. So for 2 years, she's cut them out of her life, and they have no idea that she's dying. And for 20 years, she's tried to get them back together to no avail. She would hang out with them, but she couldn't mention the others, and she was like in the middle. So now she feels empowered. She feels like this is her chance now to get her friends to come back together. And so they do show up to the funeral, and they're seeing each other for the first time after 20 years. And during this 20-year time, they've lived their lives, but they all have these deep, dark secrets. All 4 of them are going through some tremendous things that they're ashamed of, and they don't want anyone to find out about. But over the course of the story, these secrets are revealed. And the biggest challenge the women have, in order to fulfill Sabrina's dying request, they have to relive that night. And what happened that night? You know, one reviewer said, I kept asking myself, what happened? What happened? That will keep you turning pages. You're going to want to know what happened. I can't tell you. You got to buy the book and read it to find out. But I tell you, the read will be inspirational. It will make you reflect on your own friendships. You know, friendships that may have gone awry, that are no longer that should be, because people have egos, people don't want to say I'm sorry, people don't want to deal with it. I'm hoping that after you read For Ladies Only, that if you have a friendship that is no longer, and that should be, that this book will bring you to a place where you may want to forgive and you may want to rekindle that friendship. So right now I'm going to read about Victoria. Victoria is the young woman that in middle school she had 2 brothers, and she was the only girl, and she was in love with Gary, the football captain too, but Gary ended up choosing Sheridan. And Victoria never got over that because Sheridan's Caucasian, and Victoria felt like, oh, he chose white girl, you know, but it wasn't like that, and you'll find that out when you read the book as well. But this is Victoria. This is the day after the funeral and repast, and they're all supposed to go to church with Sabrina. Sabrina's the one that died. Go to church with Sabrina's parents, Victoria. Curtis, you're hogging the blanket. I'm cold, I say, shivering on the floor. The floor? I turn over slowly and attempt to sit up, but the sledgehammer in my head knocks me down. I press on my head, trying to quiet the pounding. A foul odor upstages my headache. I sit up and I look down at my feet that are covered in repast food, greens, macaroni and cheese. My God, what happened? Where am I? I look around the dark space and my eyes lock on rows and rows of wine. My stomach lurches at the sight of the liquor. I'm in the wine cellar at Sabrina's OMG. I never left. My black dresses. Oh, what happened? I slowly rise, grabbing onto a wooden post. My black dress is covered in puke. My heart races at the thought of being found like this. I gotta get out of here before the Browns discover me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I grab my purse from the floor and search for my phone. It's a little after 7 in the morning. Mother Brown mentioned she was going to the first service that starts at 8. Maybe they're gone already. I tuck my purse under my arm and head toward the door. Not able to see clearly, I stumble over a couple of empty wine bottles. My eyes sting and tear up. I drank again. My God, after a whole year of sobriety, I drank again. What is wrong with me? Suddenly, pieces of last night pushed through my foggy brain. I remember being down here just before a drink. Being around the others sent me back to that night, and I was racked with guilt, the kind of guilt that only a drink could wash away. Everyone was heading home. I slipped past them all and thought I was alone until Sheridan showed up. Just the sight of her made me lose all perspective. It appeared she was on edge too, because the moment she saw me, she screamed bloody murder. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, I said. You scared the hell out of me. I thought you were gone, she said. Not yet, I said, holding a bottle of Merlot in a death grip, thinking she was going to take it. It was a ridiculous thought considering where I was, but according to my sponsor, alcoholics don't drink or think like normal people. I was just going to ask you to have a little before I hit the road. You know, not too much. Are you going to open that? She asked. That was a good question, but I didn't know how to answer her. So I just did, which led her to ask, what's wrong with you, Victoria? Her penetrating blue eyes seemed to see right through me. And then I found myself asking her about that night. Do you still think that what happened that night was my fault? She stood there speechless. Sheridan, I heard your question, Victoria. Why are you asking me something like that after 20 years? What do you think? Was it your fault? Was it your fault for going off on me because I told you guys I was pregnant with Gary's baby? Was it your fault? Was it your fault for going off? Was it your fault that you had been drinking that night? She asked. I think she asked me that. I pressed my head trying to remember. And then yeah, I said, a wine cooler. A wine cooler. That's all I had. I had a wine cooler. I wasn't drunk. And she asked, what does it matter? He's dead and you killed him. Oh, don't say it. Stop it. You're a murderer. You killed him. It's your fault. You're damn right it's your fault, B. Because of you, I had to live with his blood on my hands. How do you think it felt having Gary's baby, giving birth to Kimberly? thinking about how we took him out. We? No, I meant to say you, Victoria. You said we. We're all guilty. No, you are, she screamed, lunging at me. Did she lunge or did she trip? Oh, I'm remembering this right, or did I black out? Oh, okay. The bottle fell to the floor, but miraculously it didn't break. Or did it break? No, there would have been glass on the floor. I fell down and we ended up tussling on the floor. I reached for the bottle and tried to knock her in the head, but I missed and she jumped up and ran out. Oh, maybe I didn't try to hit her in the head. Maybe I just wanted to, and maybe the shit. Oh crap! I can't remember anything. Was I in a blackout? All I know, I was frantic, and I didn't care what was going to happen next. I just knew I needed a drink, and another, and after that, I don't remember anything except coming to just now. Thank you. Thank you for letting me read from For Ladies Only. Go get your copy right now. It's only 99 cents. For Ladies Only by Alretha Thomas. Thank you. Love you.